All right. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Better Biomed. I've been touring hospitals around Houston for the last couple days, and I always enter into some of the coolest conversations. And that led me to today's video because this is something that I've been thinking about for a long time. And until I became a third party, I really didn't grasp the concept of market value versus repairability. So this is a really interesting thing, and I got the dry erase board up here because maybe, let's hope I can chart this out for you. So market value versus repairability, and believe it or not, I believe that they're almost like an inverse. Okay, so market value, let's do it as M. It starts out really high, right, and it goes downhill a little bit, and then let's put this in a gradient of years. Okay, so a life expectancy of a piece of equipment is usually 7 to 10 years. So over the course of years, it's going to drop off very steadily about 4 to 5 years into production. Now, why does market value drop off considerably? Well, they have another product in the midst. Someplace down here, you start hearing little whispers of a new future product. About 7 to 10 years, you start hearing, hey, they got this new product that's coming out. So its market value is going to drop considerably. And down here, we enter into this really interesting point when a lot of items end up on the third-party market. So right around the time we hear there's a new product, the latest and greatest, that's when a whole bunch of items end up on the third-party market. So when items start ending up on the third-party market, the value declines very quickly. So the inverse of this is the repairability. Because repairability, it's almost zero at the beginning, and then it goes up. But that's not always a good thing. Repairability, it's almost zero because the OEM is usually got a lock grip on the repair. They don't sell parts, they don't sell service, but as years go on and you have a lot more people with experience with the product, you have more people that are experienced in repairing it, so your repairability goes up. You can source more parts. As more items end up on this sweet spot right here in the middle, we're talking 3 to 8 years of life cycle. 3 to 8 years of a device's life. That's when items end up on the third-party market, and all of a sudden we can get parts. And when you get parts, now you can start fixing things. And I know a lot of you guys out there are like, oh man, you're getting parts off other pieces of equipment, and so what? A lot of that medical equipment was still in use. So just because you can take a LCD screen from one, maybe a control panel or a front bezel from another, maybe a power supply, who cares? It doesn't matter. I mean, it minimally affects the risk whatsoever. But 3 to 5 years is the sweet spot on any medical device when we can get parts and when enough people have knowledge about how to fix it, maybe common failure modes. 3 to 5 years, that's the sweet spot. After that, more and more items end up on the third-party market, and their value is extremely low. And having an extremely low value means that usually it's easier to buy an item on the third-party market outright, entirely, than get it repaired. Because the cost of repair is way up here. So there's the sweet spot. 3 to about 8 years is when items are extremely repairable. You can find people that have knowledge of them. But outside that bracket, in the beginning, it's impossible to get stuff repaired except by the OEM. In the end, third parties have all sorts of items in stock, not an issue, but the market value might be so low, it's not repairable. It's just easier to buy a used piece of equipment of the same model. So anyway, guys, that is my chart for repairability and market value. Here, let's go ahead and mark it properly. So repairability, and this would be the ability to get it repaired and the cost. Because the costs could also go up with repairability, because as more items end up on the third-party market, a lot of them get shipped over third world countries, and then the market gets desaturated, which we found with several models, so they get actually kind of rare. So there you have it. Market value, items go down over time. You have about 7 to 10 years on the life cycle of the device, and you have a repairability cycle for the cost benefit analysis of getting something repaired. The sweet spot, 3 to 7 years. There you go. Thanks for watching, guys.